this beginner's guide to magnet fishing, we're going to compare our first do-it-yourself magnet fishing kit to a magnet fishing kit you can buy online that has everything included. We use neodymium magnets when we do magnet fishing. What is a neodymium magnet? The nice part about these magnets is that they're small and light but have a lot of pull power compared to a ferrite magnet, which is bigger and heavier. If you do a Google search to try to discover what a neodymium magnet is, you're going to get bored because there's a lot of chemistry involved in the explanation. But basically, it's a rare earth magnet. You can find ferrite magnets at hardware stores and specifically Harbor Freight. When we first started magnet fishing, I bought a ferrite magnet because I didn't understand the difference between that and a neodymium magnet until I felt them. The Harbor Freight magnet had 250 pounds of pull force, but it weighed 5 pounds. We also had a neodymium magnet, small one, that had, I think it was 270 pounds of pull force, and it weighed like 1 ounce. So that's a big difference. One of our first magnets was a 500-pound pull magnet that we bought off of Amazon. DIY Mag Super Strong Neodymium Magnet, and we really like that magnet a lot. For a beginner magnet, it's easy to manage. It's like $13. So we think that this magnet is a good starter magnet. Headed into Walmart. We're gonna look for some accessories. Okay, so what you want are gloves that have a nitrile coating on it. Set of 3 for $3. Let's take them. So the kind of rope we liked initially was the yellow hollow braided poly rope. The reason we liked this was it was strong enough for what we needed, and it came with this little thing you can wrap it up on. The kind of carabiner you want is one that clasps shut, and then it has a screw to lock it shut. And those are very difficult to find, even at Ace Hardware or Home Depot or places like that. So I'm going to show you what you can get instead. Okay, here are your choices of carabiners. 5/16 will work. $2. Now, what's nice about these is they have these notches in them. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't protect it from getting pushed. So if this gets pushed in by a rock or a stick or a twig, then your magnet can possibly come off. We can get these quick links. They do a similar situation. 1/4 inch or 5/16 should do the trick. You want something that's going to be strong enough that if you have to really yank, it's not going to break or come off. And these work fine, they're just not as easy to use. See these cute carabiners like this? Yeah, they can't help. You don't want those holding your magnet on. Spring link that has a locking mechanism on it. This is not meant for heavy use. This is meant for light use. Locking aluminum, but it's not strong. I'm sure everybody has duct tape or something sitting around at home that they can use for their magnet rope in order to tape the ends of the ropes down so they don't get caught on rocks and weeds and things. If you don't have any tape, like electric tape or duct tape, you can just get something cheap, basic electric tape. You get 3 rolls for $1.50. You just need one of these little $1 yabby-doos. Another thing that is imperative to have when you're first putting your first magnet kit together is thread lock. This thread lock is $6. If you don't get rope that already comes with a wrap round thingy, then these are really handy. They're $1. I can't tell you how much it annoys me to get my ropes tangled. So having a way to coil them up every time you're finished might be a pain in the butt, but it's much worse to waste time untangling them every time you get to a new location. I'm not the most organized person in the world, but I have to have that. We're gonna pretend this is a new magnet. It is not. This is our first magnet. Let's talk about rope. We got this rope. We like it because it's light. We like it because it has the holder, which makes it nice. Yep. And now we're going to attach a carabiner. Or you can tie it directly to the magnet, which is actually the best way. Yeah. But if you want to be able to remove the magnet and store it off of the rope, it's nice to have the carabiner. Yes. Either way, we're going to tie polymer knot. It's one of the stronger knots that you can use. So I will go ahead and
do that. Demonstrate that.
I'm going to demonstrate that. So the first thing you do with a polymer knot is you make a loop like so. Okay. You stick the loop end through the hole, whatever it is you're tying the knot with. Then you tie a hitch, just like that, okay? But you don't want to tighten it tight yet. Then the loop, the end of the loop goes over whatever it is you're tightening. Right now we're doing it on the magnet. And then you pull it tight. Now, it's kind of hard to see with this, it's a big yellow blob at this point. But what makes it nice and strong is that pressure on this end of the rope will constantly tighten it. So it's never going to come loose. And the odds of it of breaking are less because it was a double rope that comes through there. So that's why it's the best knot for magnet fishing. We're going to do the same knot on a carabiner. So since we don't have the carabiner with the locker, we got the quick link, which is just to really put two ends of a chain together. The quick link itself is very strong. The locking mechanism works just fine, but it's not ideal. So if you were to Loctite this together, or use a vice grip or something like that to tighten it right down, it defeats the purpose of why you're using it to begin with. Meanwhile, you go on Amazon and you order the carabiner like this that has the lock like that.
I will take this together like this, and I'm just going to tie this. Done.
And it just needs to be secure. It doesn't have to pull the full weight of whatever it is you're trying to pull in. Get onto your railing, and then you can just toss your magnet out. I like to put it on my belt loop because then I don't have to move it every time I walk around, but whatever it is, always, always, always tie it off.
Yes.
Clip the carabiner to the wraparound thingy. Now we want to tape this part that's sticking out to the rope.
Get you some duct tape.
It's a little awkward, but it does the job. So this is going to be a little lesson here on pull power. This particular magnet has 440 pounds of pull power. So that means when it's on something like this, heavy metal, flat, it takes 440 pounds of force to remove it. So what you have to do is you have to either slide it off or pry it off. With a lever, you can split your force that you have to use.
Right. And you can take it off.
So you kind of like, well, why can't it pick up, a piece of rebar that's in the mud? Well, it's not flat. It's round, it's textured. Oftentimes, it's covered in this stuff. And see that click on there. Okay? Feel it click on there, and it's buried in the mud. Trying to pull it off. Comes right off. Other thing handy to have when you start out magnet fishing is a bucket. It doesn't have to be a 5-gallon bucket. It can be any kind of bucket. It can be a water pail, anything that has a handle that you can carry your magnet in, and any trash that you pick up, because basically that's what you need the bucket for. So rope, magnet, and oh, we have to buy gloves. There, and they're either latex or nitro covered gloves to protect your hands from the ropes. When you order a magnet in the mail, it usually takes a little longer. We're going to give a shout out to Muscular Magnetics, who sent us this magnet kit. And it's something I would like to recommend as a starter kit. I already saw the starter kit that we made from scratch, and the magnet's sufficient, but not as good. And you don't have to go and buy all the rope and things like that. It's all in this box. Here's the magnet. Is a 625-pound pull, so it's bigger than our 500 was, a little bit heavier, but it's got more pull power. Comes with thread locker, comes with tape and rope.
Yeah,
100 feet of rope and gloves. So this is the kind of carabiner I was talking about. It's got the little notchy-do there to keep it from pulling apart and doing that. But in order to keep this from pushing in on a branch or a rock or something, it needs to be locked. Now that we have the rope out, this is what the tape's for. And the gloves are very important. They're for protection. What they are good for is when you're holding onto the rope or throwing it out, and that will burn your hands. And we've done it, haven't we, hon?
Yes.
All right, so we're back to the magnet. This eye bolt comes out.
Turn it over, babe.
Oh! You have to hold that part down. There we go. It all comes off. And this comes out as well. Your rope attaches to this eye bolt. If you have, that's how you hook your magnet to your rope, right? If this isn't secure, throw after throw, it starts to twist loose. And maybe you're not paying attention. You throw it out, bring it in. Throw it out, bring it in. Eventually what happens, or can happen, you throw it out, that next one that it came loose, bye-bye magnet. You don't want to do that. Sometimes these are all one piece, so I'm a little confused right now, but it's okay. I like to get, clean it out, make sure there's no real oil or metal particles in there. It's kind of gritty. You want it to be as clean as possible before you put it together. So this is the thread locker. And it's kind of like a glue for screws. It's a screw glue. You have to shake it really good. Michelle's done this before. I haven't, so she's talking me through it. So should I put this on first before I put the thread lock on?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to put this on.
And your washer. Go ahead and stick your washer on, too.
That in the washer. Michelle got us this magnet to use, and it's going to pull right to the magnet. There, got it in there. That'll hold the screw tight. You don't want to have the screw loose. And so then we're going to put the thread lock around the threads. Making a mess. Michelle does this very neatly.
That's good, babe.
You just twist this on. And then how hard do we put it on?
As hard as you can.
So we want to twist it pretty hard. The thread lock takes about 12 to 24 hours to completely set and dry. One of the things you don't want to do is pinch yourself, which I just did off camera. If you comes between this and a piece of metal, it will hurt. You could break a bone, pinch your skin and get a blood blister. So what I had just done here is that I was at the vise here and my finger got caught. Yeah, that did not feel good. So be very careful not to get pinched. All right, so we have the magnet all set with its Loctite. It's going to sit overnight and get nice and solid. And then we'll be able to use it to go magnet fishing. We'll be able to put this on, screw it tight, because you don't want to screw loose, and throw it in the water. Meanwhile, let's put some tape on. Line it good and tight. Think that's good?
I think it's far enough.
Okay. This does not add to the strength of the knot or anything like that. All it does is keep everything tight together. I think that's it.
It says right on the magnet, hun, caution, pinching hazard. She knows it firsthand. Or pinky. Strong, durable, tough, muscular, magnetic.
Okay, so we just cut the green rope from being 100 feet and now it's 50 feet. We just cut it in half because we think 50 feet is plenty long for a beginner, and there's been very few times where we needed more than that. But you want at least that because we've used shorter ropes and they're not sufficient. Okay, after we cut the rope in half, we put, doesn't matter what kind of carabiner's on, non-magnet end of the rope. You just want to be able to attach it to the rope itself or attach it to yourself and to keep it from flying off. And we bought one of these at the store yesterday. This, I think, is a pretty good setup for a bucket. Do we need to get a new bucket for this one? I've seen people use kitty litter buckets. I think we're going to get a square bucket from Lowe's for this. Yes, vets get 10% discount at Lowe's. Okay, we're going to do a little demonstration using our new, I think we want to call it something green because all the accessories are green with it. The greenhorn. It's a beginner magnet, so we're calling it greenhorn. I'm here at Venetian Gardens and we're going to demonstrate how to get started doing magnet fishing. Okay, first thing we're going to try is our old magnet with the setup, yellow rope. So either you have to uncoil it all the way and tie it off to the railing, or you uncoil it as far as you need to throw it out and don't let go. I'm just going to dunk it over the side. Once you feel it hit the bottom, the rope goes slack, then you just lift it up and down. I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches up and down, and you just move your way along. And you get stuck on something like I just did. Most likely it's weeds or a branch. All right, this time I'm going to throw it out a little bit further and drag it in. My favorite part about magnet fishing is looking out to the wonderful view while I'm pulling the magnet in. That's my favorite part. Now, safety concerns are: do not get this close to electronics. That is a safety concern for your electronics. If you carry your phone in your pocket, make sure you don't rest this on your phone. The other safety concern is attaching this to something that's metal. Now, if it's aluminum, aluminum is not magnetic. Every once in a while, you'll find an I-beam or something like that under a dock and you won't know it's there, and then you get this stuck on it and you can't get it off. So you want to try to avoid that as much as possible. So when you first get to a location, check it out, See what's down there. Make sure you're not going to get stuck on anything. Okay, the first find of the day. The nail. A hook with a swivel clasp. First finds of the day. It's time to go in. Okay, so we want to uncoil this all the way. I don't want to take any chances with my new magnet. I think Green Hornet. I'm tending towards Green Hornet. It's a stronger magnet, so it's a little bit heavier, but it's not too heavy. It'll give you a little more weight to throw out with, and it'll give you a little more pull power to draw things in from further away. All right, I'm going to tie this off to the railing. I don't know why this is so nerve-wracking the first time we put a magnet in the water, but I guess because you just buy it and you don't want to lose it. First catch with the Green Hornet is a hook. Pretty standard. Good job. This time I'm going to cast it out there a little ways and drag it in. You don't want to pull it in too fast, but you don't want to pull it in too slow. This location has a lot of weeds, so it feels like I have something on there, but most likely it's just weed. Ugh. So gross. Another hook. I've already got everything filthy. Out here in these mucky lakes, I like to drag through a spot more than once. Kind of get deeper down into the muck and the dirt. Try to get things that are buried under there a little bit farther. That's just a swivel clasp. You always try to feel for something. Feel for something to click or pull. But basically, that's it. That's how you start magnet fishing. The other thing you want to do is you want to check out where you can go. You always want to try to go someplace public. You don't want to magnet fish on somebody's private property or a private marina or something like that. So you just Google your area, parks, boat ramps, fishing docks in the area, and see what pops up. We're fortunate we have a lot down here because there's a lot of lakes. So it's getting pretty dark. I'm going to do one more cast. We'll wrap it up. All right, Green Hornet, let's go sting up some metal. But it's really important to clean your magnet off when you're done. Clean it, dry it off. So we try to bring a towel or a rag and clean the mud and the metal particles off, because they'll start to rust and they'll affect the surface of your magnet. In the beginning it's not such a big deal, but after you've had it for a month or so, you notice it. So if you start right away, take care of your magnet, it'll last you a lot longer. I hope our video has been helpful to the beginners out there. I'm really excited for you to try this hobby. If you are interested in making your own kit and you want more information about the items that we purchased to create our own, I will leave all the links to those things in the description box that is below this video. There's also going to be a link to the magnet from Muscular Magnetics. For any of our magnet fishing friends who think we said something that was inaccurate or we forgot something, please leave comments so that the new people watching this video can have even more information to get started. Thanks for watching. Bye. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like all of our videos and you would like to see more of them, please subscribe to our channel. Why do we always ask this? Like and subscribe. YouTube takes into account the more activity they see, the more likely they are to suggest our videos to other YouTube watchers. Just a little more learning there for you.